Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Workwise Business Insights channel. Today, we're doing something a little bit different, and we are going to explore the subject of big change as a small business owner. And I am going to ask questions of my lovely co-host, Rosaline, around the big changes that she's implemented in her own business over recent months. I'm Michelle Smith from Clarity and Beyond, and my co-host.
I'm Rosaline Kunrunmi from Rosad HR. Welcome.
Yeah, Rosad HR. And those viewers that maybe have seen previous episodes and who are particularly eagle-eyed will see that Rosaline now has a different business name, and we're going to do a bit of a deep dive into that today to give you some points that you can take away as your business changes, grows, evolves as well. So,
Thank you,
Rosaline.
Michelle. Yeah, thank you. It's been a great journey anyway. Obviously, a lot of small business owners, people that are actually aware of what HR, what we do, and all of that is beyond just, that managing sickness and absence and all of that. There's a lot of things. In the corporate world, we call it people. So recently I've kind of restructured, so I'll call it managing big change. So restructure everything just to focus on one thing: people. So I'm just going to talk about 5 things I learned, why I actually manage this change in the last few months. So I've actually integrated well-being, career into a people first strategy, so into what I do, into my HR. So when I set out to actually make this big change, I knew what I want. I knew I wanted more than just the name, the logo, the new logo, or the new tagline. I wanted a shift from the traditional HR to a people focused vision where well-being, career growth are part of the core offering of what we offer.
Okay.
So, and everything, people will ask, what is the coordination between HR, travel, career development, well-being? Everything centered around people. So along the way, I think if you're a small business owner and thinking about big change or little change, small change, however change you want to call it, even if it's just changing your logo, just think about purpose. Purpose is everything. Before I did this, I had a clear vision, a clear internally vision. And the first thing is in my head, why this shift? Why this shift? So, and I think depending on your business, you need to look at what you're doing. For me, again, I'm going to reiterate, is focus on people, because people need more than that, more than policies. They need purpose, they need balance, they need growth. And that vision became my anchor in terms of I'm going to go for it. I'm going to incorporate well-being, career development, and travel into the HR consultancy that I do.
Excellent. So purpose, people,
That's my number one. Yeah.
well-being, some really important things there, and a shift from talking about human resources to actually people.
People focus. Yeah.
Okay. So would you say that having that purpose is the number one thing to think about when you're negotiating any kind of change in your business?
The first thing, the purpose. Why? Why? Not just because somebody else is doing it. You need to think about your why, your purpose. And that will be, even if you want to give up, I think this is too much. Revisit that purpose. That your why. Yeah.
Very, very, very good advice. And I think just to supplement that, there is a fabulous video that Simon Sinek did about finding your why, and we can maybe
Mm.
link that YouTube video in our show notes,
Okay.
because it's really helpful to think not just about what you do every day, but why you do it. And I think you're so right with what you're saying there, Rosaline. It's purpose, and knowing what that purpose is. It's so important.
Process. Thank you, Michelle. You need to drop me a message about that so that I can
I
drop
will
it in the
do
video.
that.
Wow,
Absolutely.
interesting. Thank you. Wow. I never heard about that before, to be honest with you, in terms of the person's name that you mentioned. Yeah. Yeah.
So purpose. What
Purpose.
else? What other nuggets of wisdom can you share with us?
Yeah, and I think if I have to go back into what you jotted down around people, well-being, and all of that, for me, when I then kind of found out my why and I kind of listed that well-being, travel, and all of that, I then looked at well-being and career,
Okay.
travels. For me, thinking about people again, is not just, or they are not just extras. They are essentials to any real people strategy. If your
Okay.
business is centered around people, not just the profit. If you have to think about the cost of recruitment, you will not just think about your profits. Profit is important because you are there to make money. That was the reason why I set up business. But if you then think about your people, my people are going to be the center of my business as well, because you don't want people to walk in after a month, they leave as well. So it is essential that a real people strategy is actually at the center as well, which links to well-being, links to career, and that well-being links to travel. Travel doesn't have to be like international travel. If you live in London, you can take your staff to Cornwall, maybe to go and have a meeting or just a day out. When I say a day out, it actually could be team bonding. So for me, these are all essential. And clients responded best because when I started talking about people, they responded best in terms of when I positioned them into what I do as well. And for you as an organization as well, if you think about your well-being, the career travels that I mentioned earlier, and then put it as a real people strategy, your clients even will respond well because it's positioned not just as a spec for you or as a pex for you, but as a pillar of your organization. They know they are not going to come in into your business and then find, you know, team A today, and the following day they say, oh, it's left. You found another person, because each time you keep replacing people, you need to retrain them, think about the cost. But if that has been your center in terms of you position that at the center of your business from the onset, your business will thrive. Yep, that's my number two.
Okay, so that just on that point of well-being, would you
Yeah.
say that your own well-being was part of your decision making for making a big change?
And I think for me it's based on, if I have to think about my own well-being, I love to travel. Like I said, it doesn't have to be international travel. I love to retreat, to kind of sit and refocus. And I think when I mentioned in January episode that we did, we talked about, when we're talking about the planning and everything, like every day I actually have a journal. What have I achieved today? What are the things I could do better? I then do the weekly one, I then do the monthly one, then the quarterly one. It transfers. So when you then think about, okay, these are the things that I've put together, let me look at how well have I done. What does good look like? What do I need to improve? If I need to retreat and refocus, I've always done that. Even if it's just weekend away, I do that to look after my well-being.
Yeah, that's so
Like I said, it
important.
doesn't have to be international. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess as well, when you're not working in conjunction with your purpose and your why, your well-being suffers. And I think that understanding that and seeing that, particularly as small business owners, we just get on and we do what we do every single day to move forward. But actually, it's not that difficult to suddenly veer off your purpose and find
Yeah.
yourself just 1% in the wrong direction. And if you
Yeah.
carry on in that 1% direction, you can end up so far away from where your purpose and your values are that actually your
Exactly.
well-being will really suffer because you won't feel congruent with yourself. So
Yeah.
yeah, those well-being habits are so important.
Yeah, you can even change the way you work. If you're used to working at home, I mentioned Comwell earlier on. You might decide actually I'm still working, but I'm just gonna go away. Like on a Thursday, and I'll still be working in Cornwall, and all of that. Change of environment and a change of perspectives is something that I've learned, and it really worked. So I think as a business owner, you just have to, and as an individual, I'm watching the video as well. Find out what works out for you. Study yourself, know yourself, and find a way to look at it. Yeah. Do you want me to
Excellent,
move on,
thank
Michelle?
you.
Yeah. So we said 5 things that I actually learned along the way. The third one was actually, I would say, language shapes perception as well. Perception. Because
Okay.
words matters. Words matter. I stopped saying HR services, if you know what I mean. Because, and I think the reason why I was saying HR, that was a language that people understand, small businesses and all of that. That is a traditional word that we use. But if you then look at it, it's people. So I've learned to stop saying HR, even though my business name is Rosat HR. That's a language people will say. But when I'm talking, I started talking about people first, people first culture, growth pathways, employees experience, and that will resonate. And as time went on, that resonated with me. So words matter. I stopped saying HR services. I started saying, talking about people first, culture, growth pathways, employees experience. Again, everything we're offering now centers on people.
I think that is such an important message. Words in everyday conversations matter, but the words that you say when you're explaining how you help people really, really matter because they need to mean something to the people that need your services, don't they? Yeah, words really do matter. Thank you for
It
that.
is.
Yeah. I like that shift from HR to people. I really do because as you've been speaking, my background was HR and it always felt very corporate, very, I don't know, it leaves a question. Human resources, what does it actually mean? What does it mean to the everyday person?
Yes.
And as small business owners, actually distilling that down and talking about the people that they have in their business
Yeah.
immediately helps you to see what you're talking about. Like you said earlier about policies and procedures, it's not just about that. Yes, you probably have to have them, but
Of
actually,
course.
on the most basic level, it's about the people that you have
The
around you.
people. Yes.
Yeah.
Even if you have to redesign the policies, Michelle, you need to think about the people, isn't it? So
Yeah.
they are the center. You understand? We're trying to run a business. We're not saying they should break the laws, but as business owners, these policies are there to for the employees of the people to follow as well. But whatever that we do, policies and procedures, we need to think about them as well when we're designing this to make sure they don't even break those laws, they don't go against the policies and procedures. This actually helps to avoid all these disciplinaries and grievances, and your business will thrive. you have happy people, happy employees, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it goes down to things like the basic way that things are worded, doesn't it? To your point, language shifts perception. So if your policies are very corporately written, that's not really going to be helpful to the people in a small business who probably understand things in a different way. They need to be accessible for everybody, don't they? And I think
Yeah,
that's where
yeah.
language is so important. Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
So,
And I think, yeah, my fourth one was around internal alignment. I would say that builds the credibility for me as well, because when managing this big change, so that's the title of our this the podcast today. So to be successfully manage this big change, I had to make sure, in terms of my own mindset, my delivery approach as well, actually focus on people. I had to leave it internally, because if I don't leave it internally, practice it, there's no way I can, you know, externally leave it or put it out there. So from the way I work with clients to the partners I collaborate with, I had to leave it.
absolutely. Yeah, I guess what you genuinely believe is what you project outwardly, isn't it? And if
Yeah,
that fits quite well with your point about purpose, because if you didn't 110% believe in what you're doing and what you're saying, then that will be evident. People will see that.
you see that. Yeah, yeah. Even they will see that in terms of your delivery approach. Remember that last month, last week, we were talking about it, and you said, "Oh, you didn't know I was going to talk about the travel, the well-being stuff." Remember?
Yeah.
At the network. So the delivery approach truly should reflect your new focus. Let me put it that way as a business owner. And this will mean updating your internal practices, investing in new expertise. If you're using higher one before, more expensive one before, why not go out, shop around? Even if it means having another coach, for me as well, wellness professional. I had to train to be, train in well-being, how to link well-being and travels. I had to go through a training to qualify as a trainee, as a travel advisor as well, and linking that into well-being, how to then link that to support organization around well-being, having lunch and learn, So basically, walk the talk. Let me put it that way, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Walk the talk. I really like that. And I think it's a very important point as well that personal development
Yeah.
is an investment in yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about taking your business in a slightly different direction, the courage to do it, the conviction to do it, just getting on and taking action is important. But so is investing in yourself and staying curious and going out there and learning more things that help you
Yeah.
to be congruent to who you are and your purpose and
Yeah.
deliver on that mission that you've got to support small businesses with their people and their well-being.
Thank you. And I think lastly as well, one of the things that actually stood out for me as well, and is the fear of unknown. A lot of small business owners, you might think, actually, I've only just started out. You need to refocus. Michelle, you've done it before as well. So, and I think for me, you might be thinking, oh, what is gonna happen and all of that. So all I'm just going to say for the last one is the right clients will find you when you stay true to your vision. Don't think, oh, I'm going to lose this and people will not understand what I'm doing, because that happened to me. No, I really didn't dwell into it, to be honest, because I'm a very positive person. I did not dwell into it too much. But I must say, at first I was thinking, would the clients understand, or let me put it this way, the fear of losing traditional HR clients, people that actually is the HR perspective, HR side, they understand. So that fear came of thinking losing those traditional HR clients who might not get the well-being, the career development, the travel, all that linked into HR, what is now focused on people. But over time, if you as a small business owner and you're thinking about having this big change in your organization or your small business, if you stay through, or if you stay authentic to the vision that actually attracted you to your why, the first one I mentioned earlier, the right clients will come. Those who genuinely care, or they understand what you're trying to do, or who genuinely care about people and want to build sustainable human centered business, they will find you. They will find you. Because I've spoken to a lot of people that actually, I'm tired of all these policies, I'm tired of all this law, I just want to have a happy employees, I'm tired of recruiting all the time. The right clients will find you. So
I
that's
love
the
that.
last one. Yeah.
And there is a link through all of those that goes back to purpose and vision,
Why?
all of them. Yeah. Yeah. That
Yeah.
overarching, um, I'm going to use the term umbrella. And the reason I'm going to use that is because I work with an organization, um, this week actually, who were looking at their mission and what they do every day, and we use the analogy of an umbrella, and I think that fits here as well, because it's like the thing that holds absolutely everything else together.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think this is not just for business owners, to be honest with you, because I mentioned everything is around people, career development, well-being. So I'm just gonna say these final words. If you are actually thinking about having this big change, whether in your business, in your career,
Mm,
you want to change career,
mm,
trust the process, trust your purpose, think about your why. Every time you feel discouraged, go back to your why. Go back to drawing board and think about your why. And lead, for business owners, lead with people at the heart of the strategy. Lead with people at the heart of the strategy.
mm,
Any strategies, any changes you want to make, lead with people, because you are one of those people as well.
mm.
Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed
Amazing.
this.
Oh, that's been amazing. So, just to recap, purpose and your why, absolutely paramount to any kind of change that you're making, big or small.
Yes.
Well-being, knowing yourself, knowing what you need to be able to then look out and make sure that the people around you get what they need too.
Yeah.
Language shifts perceptions. So your change from talking about HR to people, that's really powerful.
Yeah.
And having an internal alignment to what it is that you're doing in your business.
Yeah. And that
You
would
know,
be credibility, isn't it?
yeah, walking the talk. What a great phrase that is.
Back
I
them
love
out.
that. And that
What the talk.
idea, that idea that the right clients will find you when you stay true to your vision, I think is just a lovely place to leave it. Along with that, another quote from you: trust the process.
Did I
Uh,
mention that? You see?
you did trust the
Wow.
process.
You have a good listening here, Michelle. Anyway, I know that. Anyway, thank you.
So lots to think about there, and
Yeah,
lots of real positives. You know, change can be difficult, it can be challenging, it can
seriously,
feel a
it's
little
not
bit
easy.
overwhelming,
Yeah,
but keeping to those core things, I think
yeah.
thank you for reminding us.
Thank
That's
you.
really great.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Michelle, to speak to our
No
audience. Come
problem.
out. Yeah, thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah.
So, I think that probably wraps us up, doesn't it, for
Yeah.
today? And thank you for watching. And
Until
please
next
stay
time.
tuned. And yeah, we'll see our viewers soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.